guys, so I was originally filming an Ask Dani video and I came across a question that really stood out to me and legit made me stop the whole video and just film this video for this week based on this question. I felt like it was a really important topic that should be talked about. The question was, what's the scariest thing that's ever happened to you? I don't know if she asked this because it's Halloween and people want to hear some scary stories or anything, but I started talking about a specific story that happened to me when I was younger, and I realized, you know what? There's some crazy things that happen in this world that we don't always talk about or pay a lot of attention to. I feel like this generation in particular don't take a lot of things serious, or we take it as a joke, or we'll joke around about it even though we know it's not funny. For example, Orange is the New Black is a really good show that I watch on Netflix, and I was joking around with one of my friends once and I was like, you know what? Watching this show, prison does not seem like that bad. Like, it kind of seems like they're all in summer camp having the time of their lives. Like, literally, after I said that, I'm like, wait a second, this is just TV, this is fake. Like, they're in prison because they did something bad. It is nothing like summer camp. For some strange reason, in the back of my mind, I'm like, ooh, prison kind of looks like summer camp. Like, maybe it wouldn't be that bad if I ever went to prison, even though I don't plan on ever going to prison ever in my life. Anyways, I kind of wanted to make the point is I'm not trying to be a hypocrite or anything. A lot of things nowadays we just don't take as serious as we should. And so when I started answering this question, I kind of wanted to talk about stuff a little bit. Some things that happened to me that were a little scary that once you sit back and realize, it's like, wow, things like this really do happen. I don't remember how old I was, but I think I was in 6th or 7th grade. I was at my friend's house. We were trying to figure out what to do, and she goes, oh, there's a really cool castle in my neighborhood we can go walk to and check it out. No one lives there. So I was like, okay, cool. My dad actually was very overprotective and kind of put things into my head. So I was always paranoid. Like, if I did not have an adult with me, I was like a freaking nervous wreck. Thanks, Dad, for making me afraid of the world. But sometimes having overprotective parents comes into use. We're just walking, you know, we're pretty two cute little girls walking, and all of a sudden I see this kidnapper van pull up. It was like keeping his pace, but I could have this strange feeling that he was following us. And with me, I'm just kind of like trying to keep my calm, but also not make it obvious that I know that this dude is legit following us. So I'm just walking slow, and I kind of like nudge my friend, and I'm like, I think that dude's following us. And she's like, oh really? And I was like, yeah, like he's literally been behind us for like a while. So I was freaking out. And then we take a turn, and the dude takes a turn, then we take another turn, the dude takes a turn again, and then my friend's like, okay, yeah, I think he's following us. Like, I'm pretty sure he's following us. Like, this is scary. Like, what do we do? But my friend's like, okay, we're super close to the house. Like, we'll just go there and like hide a little. We'll just hide. So once we go up the hill, the guy kind of goes in front of us and turns into a house and gets out of the car. And he kind of made it seem like he lived at this place. So I was like, I like got relieved. I was like, okay. He was just driving to his house, like, it's chill now, like, we good. We start walking back down the hill, and the guy gets back into his car and pulls out of the driveway and starts following us again. This is when my friend really started like, okay, this is not cool. He takes the same turn as us, and all of a sudden I go, Tessa, we need to run. Once it was a good time to just run, we freaking booked it. We ran so fast. I do not run at all in my life, but I felt like I was running in the Olympics. And so we did end up making it back safe. A lot of people just kind of thought I was a little bit just paranoid, you know, because I was so young and didn't like not being with adults. But the scary thing is, my mom picks me up from my friend's house and we go home, and my mom was watching the news that night. She calls me in her room because I obviously told her the story about how we ran back to my friend's house. She goes, you're not gonna believe this, come check out the news, 2 girls were just kidnapped in Lake Stevens. And I look at the freaking picture, and it was that same freaking dude. That dude kidnapped 2 other girls, and if I was not aware of what was going on, it would have been us. Things like that are very dangerous, and I feel like, especially with me, I'm not someone who watches the news. But the thing is, what I did watch was I watched TV shows, I watched Netflix, I watched CSI, I watch Vampire Diaries. You see things like this all the time in those episodes, but because it's TV, sometimes we forget that this stuff actually does happen and this stuff actually does go on, because then you have also like Vampire Diaries where they're vampires and vampires might not be real. If vampires aren't real, well, maybe then these kidnappings aren't real either. It's just TV, it's just acting. But really, things like this happen, and if I was not aware of my surroundings and as cautious as I was, I could have been one of those 2 girls that were kidnapped, and it's really, really scary. Even I have to sit and like think to myself, be like, Dani, you're not invincible, like you need to be careful. Bad stuff can happen. And I am actually very good at my surroundings and really aware, because my grandpa was a judge. He had to deal with a lot of like crime things. It made my dad really overprotective and stuff, so then he would like tell me what's going on, like I don't want you doing this, I don't want you there, there's something over there, blah blah blah. So I was just always paranoid, but at the same time it made me literally like, if someone was acting weird around me or like staring at me a little bit, I'd be like, okay, this ain't good. Like, you gotta just get yourself out of those situations. Just be very cautious and trust your instincts and trust the vibes that you're getting. If you have some weird vibe and sense that are a little off, like this isn't right, just believe them and believe what you are feeling is true. Because in reality, none of us are invincible and shit does happen, and we don't always act on it, or we just are like, ugh, whatever, it's fine. Well, maybe one time it isn't fine. So I kind of just wanted to sit and talk to you guys a little bit about this, about some scary situations that's happened to me, and just make sure that you guys are always safe, and because I don't want anything to ever happen to you guys, because I love you. But yeah, that's it for this video. Make sure to follow me on all my social media links. Everything will be linked down below. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!